Okay, doke. Yeah, I just wanted to actually do a video. Well, it's Thanksgiving here, and I don't know. I'm to be honest with you, I feel like this Thanksgiving has been my first true Thanksgiving, I guess, because I'm not saying like every other Thanksgiving was forced upon me, but it was kind of I don't know, just something you do kind of thing. And this year, I guess. Because it coincides with me, basically getting back into Hex Encounter, and then I was like starting to get into like, oh, it is going to be like your 1 year anniversary, and I started wanting, and it's just been, I just wanted to get into this whole thankful mode, I guess, because it did coincide with Thanksgiving, and yeah, I've just been. So that way, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's like my own Thanksgiving kind of thing, and then yeah, I'm not saying I'm like dissing my family and all that. So, that's not what I'm saying. It's just I'm making it my own, or it's I've added to it or something. I don't know. And I also do want to talk a bit about yesterday's hangout with Rob. We actually didn't play a game, but I don't know if it was because. It was, well, I mean, partially it was due to the fact he slept in and he didn't show up late. It's no big deal to me. It's not like I've always mentioned to Rob, this is about fun. So I've never, I'm like, even if he said, look, Chris, I can't show up for the next 6 months or something, it's like, well, that's the way it goes. And I got to play more times than I did before this year. So it's the same with my daughter and, her husband. Actually, they're going to be celebrating their 2nd year next week, wedding anniversary. That's amazing. But same as like we haven't done any basic fantasy role playing in about a year, and I think my daughter was kind of like a bit like, oh, do you feel bad about that? I was like, my God, didn't do any role playing in like 30 years, so even if I got to do it just once, it's more than I ever got to do in 30 years, so that's the way I look at it anyways. I'm like, why would I start whining about, oh, I didn't get enough? That's ridiculous. But I did want to show you when we went off to the store, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, so look at this. Now remember, we're playing World War I games, that's why I wanted to put it on my little whatever. And I don't really want to advertise for other people, but oh well, tough. Well, not for, like, I want to advertise for the Ardwolf beer glasses. That's for bloody sure. But anyways, so this is a brewing company from Ottawa doing Vimy Cream Ale. Come on. Jeepers jumping. I was like, can life get any more magical? It's just ridiculous. So yeah, and I purchased these Ardwolf beer glasses a while back, which are awesome, by the way. I guess some people are like, oh, it's not the English style or whatever, but I'm going to tell you one thing about these. Okay, English style glasses, they may look great, but not at home. I used to have a 4-pack. Where are they now? I'm sure they went in the recycling bin or the garbage. Why? Because they break. So I would rather have these any day of the week at home. Look how thick they are, for Christ's sakes. I could probably knock somebody over the head with it and knock them out and still be able to pour a fine glass of beer in it. So, come on. What else? Yeah, so that was kind of neat. And I think it was, like I said, we did the second bit about not playing yesterday. I think we just also needed like an intermission or a breather from the play testing of the World Undone Serbia. I'll be honest with you, we took it seriously. I think because we felt, gosh, we're going to maybe let down the game designer, Ray, as well as other people, like the people that are actually going to play it. I mean, I've heard lots of complaints through live streams of people saying, oh, this thing wasn't play tested properly and so on and so forth. And I can almost hear, like, in the back of my mind, or see, like, people like Ardwolf and whatnot, because, I mean, to them, for me, they're like gaming giants, right? So it'd be like them just, like, shaking their heads going, you didn't play test that enough, and so on and so forth. So I was like, we had that in the back of our minds, as well as, I'm not kidding you, I think hell may have frozen over. Rob has entertained the fact of, because I said afterwards, I said, well, screw trying to play a game. Let's just, here, I'll zoom out or do some other stuff. Oh, and I'll show you the game that I'm setting up, which we won't be playing for quite some time. Yeah, this is my reconnaissance room. I just thought I'd do something a bit different. Hold on. I'll try to go nice and slowly. And I did actually write notes because I'm trying to, trying to not, even though I know I do ramble. So, this is the game we're going to try. I may have to zoom out more. Eh? It's, yet again, by CSL, and it's part of their Destroy All Monsters operational series. The reason why we're going with this one, or I think Rob's going to be happy with it. There, I'll see if I can. There we go. Oh, come on, you. So it was kind of like a talk. Anyways, I said, Rob, rather than play a game, why don't we just go upstairs and see, maybe there's a game that you would be interested at some point, you know, that we can try out. And he said, yeah, that sounds pretty good. So we went upstairs and took a look, and it came basically down. I was explaining to him too. I was like, look, I wouldn't mind finding another game with a buddy level series where we could just, you know, go that way. And he's like, yeah, that's pretty good. And I said, well, what do you think about a World War II themed? And he jumped at that. He's quite, he's actually very knowledgeable about a lot of stuff with this, with war stuff and everything. But anyways, so it basically came, I suggested either the standard combat system. That's the one I first went with. And then I showed him the two games I have, Rostov 41 and the Mighty Endeavor. Or a Mighty Endeavor, or whatever the hell it is, but it's a Mighty Endeavor. And he was really interested in that. And then I said, hey, let's go and take a look at some videos of, you know, to see what you think about it. And then I don't know how this brought up. Oh, I think he was looking around. He's like, God, do I ever like the covers of those? And I said, well, oh yeah, that's right, because I mentioned that Rostov 41 was actually designed by Ray Weiss. I was like, the owner of the freaking CSL company, for God's sakes, designed that game. So he was like, whoa. And, excuse me, that's right. Then he said, oh, I wouldn't mind seeing what he looks like on YouTube or whatever. I said, I don't know if we can do that, but like he's got or whatever. So we went on there, and then this game popped up. And I said, actually, Rob, it's got Army Group South, which is, I'm assuming, is the same area of Rostov 41. And then we looked at the rules for this, and I guess Rob, you know, I'll try to show you a bit of the map and whatnot. Rob was like, ooh, I kind of like this idea that you can pick different kinds of attacks. And so he seemed rather intrigued by that. So I was like, you know what, maybe we'll just do a comparison. I'll try this one out. Oh, we're not going to be playing this game until, I'd say, maybe winter, maybe Christmas. And I think that would be, you know, that would be considered a bit optimistic. But we'll see if you can. Yeah, this is the full on, like all three maps stuck together. So obviously we'll be playing down there if it's Army Group South. So yeah, I'll bring the thingamabobamajig back, but I don't want to keep. Where should I pop it to just be whatever? Maybe I'll pop it towards my daughter's watercolors. They're super duper nice. And it's a picture of her dog Marley. Well, she's no longer around. Well, she still is. She's in the backyard. Just not in that, well, not in the form that we used to know, right? Here we go. And doodly-doodly-doo, where are my notes? So I'll, yeah, I'm kind of slowly getting into Halloween, or trying to get into Halloween. As you can see, I picked up a wicked coloring book at the dollar store. I mean, really good stuff. And I'm sorry, yes. Cue the pun. Napoleon Bones Apart. That's what I'm doing, man. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, that I've got to the audition stage to be a proofer for Decision Games. I think 150 people applied, so it's going to be that'll be interesting. Not to be weird, not to be whatever, but it's just because I have a soft spot now. I think I'm starting to get for CSL, because they're a small little publishing company, and part of me is like, you know what? Maybe I'll get some experience, you know, being a proofer, and then I can jump ship. I'm not getting paid for any of this, for crying out loud. They're like, oh, you can get a free subscription, like a free issue. I don't want that. I just want the experience of doing it, and you're already going to give me a freaking magazine to proof. So I'm already getting what I wanted, which is just the information and experience to proof. Yeah, jeepers. As well as that's quite a bit of what I do at work. Anyways, they're like, "Oh, you have to analyze maps," and I'm like, I've been, anyways, I'm like, as well as, anyways, I'm just like, well, it's about 99% of what I do at work is proofing and quality checking and all that crazy nonsense. So it's like, all right. I'm not saying I'm gonna get to the next spot, but I'm like, I feel pretty confident about that aspect. That's for sure. Like you're not asking me to run, 100 meters under 10 seconds or anything like that. So I'm like, I'm feeling pretty confident. What else? Oh my gosh! And talk about another thankful thing. I just found out that I'm going to be a character in the Combat 2 scenario of Dad versus Son in his playthrough. So that's going to be so neat to watch. Well, he's I love watching his videos anyway, so it's just an added bonus. And to be connected with the people on there, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, whoa. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I feel like that. I'm like surrounded by giants. I'm just like, whoa, this is amazing. What else did I try to say? Yeah, I'm just amazed that Rob's going to consider trying to do a different game system. That's just like, wow. Yeah, I think that's really about it. And then I'm just, like I said, waiting for my credit card thing to flip over so I can get a better computer, because I really would love to, especially now when I realized it doesn't have to just, I was like, you can sit with people live stream and watch lectures, and there are some controversial ones. Holy moly, I watched one on how effective the supposedly the economic warfare was with Great Britain at the very beginning of the war, and then how the American government and business lobbyists were like basically just freaking out because it was, I guess, so effective that they stopped it. And I was like, oh my goodness. But like I said, that's controversial. I don't know. It's just one guy talking in the lecture, and that's why I was like, gosh, man, it would be so cool to just talk to people about this in real time, especially with people that have like 10 times or 100 times more knowledge than I do about all this stuff. So anyways, that's it. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I'll pop it back to World War I land for sure. That'll be that. Yeah, I mean, come on. What are the odds of finding a whatever? I'll take this out because I don't want, like I said, I don't want to. I'd rather advertise Aardwolf and whatnot. And I'll be honest, that's a special thank you to that person's show, because that was definitely the hub of boom connecting. Because he was mentioning things such as, like in his counter clipping show, a YouTube content creator of the week, and that would make me jump from, and find and so on and so forth. And and the people in that community are just off the charts, just incredible. So yep, thank you everyone, and happy gaming, like I keep saying. And this has just been incredible, and hope we get to do this year in, year out.